Gunline. Fire mission coming down. We got a hell of a good one here for y'all, especially if you know who my guest is. We were in the same unit together back in 277 Field Artillery out in Fort Hood, fucking Texas, before bodies went missing. And he's definitely one that I'm surprised didn't come up missing. I'll tell you what, with all the shenanigans he was fucking pulling through. But anyways, with that being
work hard, play hard.
If y'all heard that voice, if you're listening to the podcast and you were with us, you know who that is. And if you're watching us on YouTube and you've seen him, this big Grizzly Adam looking guy over here is Baby G. I've called him Baby G for a while. Oh shit, since I first met him. He kind of reminds me of the Gerber baby when I first saw him. He had that young
face. Head.
Yeah, that's what it was. So with that being said, I'd like to welcome y'all. And by the way, before I continue, if you are on YouTube, do me a quick favor. Just hit a motherfucking like or dislike. I don't really care. Put a comment, a death threat. Don't care either. But just subscribe and fucking share this, all right? I want to get this shit out more and more and more. And little by little, we're getting there. So with that being said, let me welcome old Baby G Granese. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, man? How are you? I'm doing good.
I'm fucking ecstatic to have you on here. You've actually been asked about quite a few times already to come on over.
Oh, yeah? All good things, I'm sure.
Oh, of course. Everybody wants to hear those great stories that you had back in the day when you were in the Army. So, with that said, for those of us for those that don't know you, what's a little bit about Granese that people should know?
Gregory Granese. I'm from the suburbs originally of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Joined the Army at 18 back in 2002. Got medically retired in 2012. And I guess that's a quick little backstory about me.
Right on. So you came in 2002. That was fresh after the fucking towers went down and shit. What did that have any impact onto you joining the military, or what was the reason behind you joining the Army?
A little bit of a mixed thing. Like I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I went to tech school to be a contractor or carpentry.
Okay.
I did that and did really good at it. And then I talked to a recruiter, not to make this sound too inappropriate or whatnot, but 9/11, I can't say it scared me out of it or pushed me into it, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I'd say it was 50% of just easy do it. You got that security, because you don't know what you want to do.
Right.
And then the other 50%, give or take, was, my country. Wanted to do my part.
Wanted to be a fucking soldier. Goddamn right. And by the way, this whole bullshit of trying to sound like you're fucking Mr. I don't want to offend or something like that. Whatever your words were, not to sound nasty or whatever it was. Guy, we're on the gun line. We talk whatever the fuck we want, just like we did back in the day, baby. So,
Absolutely.
So anyways, with that said, so you ended up joining the military, right on. So you were from Philadelphia, not West Philadelphia, huh?
Well, it was
born and raised in West Philadelphia.
We weren't rich, but we grew up in a place called Ardsley, Pennsylvania, before I lived in Norristown. I'm just going to skip that whole fucking
Right.
That was just ghetto fucking single mom, 4 kids trying to not let us die.
Damn.
But we grew up in Ardsley, really, really prestigious school. But I wasn't one of those prestigious kids. So I didn't have that education. I had that Philadelphia education. And by the time I made it to Abington School District, the fucking damage was already done.
Oh,
so that's how I ended up in tech school, because, I'm not one of those read something, remember it. I got to do it.
So with that, how did you end up as a 13 Bravo? Because, you pretty much just gave the whole reasoning why people become 13 Bravos.
Ironically enough, I had engineering, which is just blowing shit up. It's nothing it's not as special as it sounds, because my uncle was a combat engineer. Obviously, all retards get the fucking infantry. And I had artillery, and I had some other options, but I wasn't smart enough at the time to know to find something that could transfer to the civilian sector.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I had a few options, but artillery, I didn't want infantry because I was a little bit of a pussy at the time. So I didn't want to die. And the way my recruiter said to me is like, infantry's right there, artillery's back there, but little did we all find out pretty quickly, you're all right there.
Yeah, right.
So,
And just to the audience, I do apologize for that the audio a little bit. It on his end. He's speaking directly into his microphone, onto his computer. So no, we appreciate it. I just wanted to let them know that it's not.
What's it doing?
Huh? What? Who?
What's it doing?
Oh, you're just cutting out here and there. I mean, we can still hear you, but it just fades back and forth. But you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I turned the AC off next to me. Hopefully that helps.
Nah, you're good. You're good. It's just you, baby. But anyway, so how did you end up 13 Bravo? Did the video get you?
No, honestly, it was that balance between being in combat but not being front line.
Right. So you didn't want to be a fucking S1, but I
didn't want to be a shit. I didn't want to be able to.
You wanted to be able to tell stories when you got to the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, dude, because they offered me to go in as a dental assistant, because that's what I was doing as a civilian before I came in.
A what assistant?
Dental assistant.
Oh, dude, you fucked up.
Oh, God, no. I'm happy I didn't. They told me come in as an E4 and, do this. And then I'm like, nah, I want to join the Army, or I want to join the military. I wanted to be a tanker. That's what I wanted to do. Because my brother Ed, you remember Ed, right?
Dude, I love Ed.
Yeah, Ed was a tanker during the Gulf War. So, and he was in that fucking battle out there, the biggest tank battle, whatever, during the Gulf War. He was involved in that shit. So I got to hear some cool ass fucking stories.
Wow.
Now, but when they told me, oh, you can't do tanker, that's locked up, but go as a dental assistant, I said, no. Because when I'm old in the VFW and they asked me, what did you do?
I was a bitch.
Exactly. I don't want to be the one saying, I was fighting that never-ending war against tooth decay. No.
On tartar control.
Right?
And in my defense, I wasn't completely retarded, y'all. I took some of the tests and the PT tests, and I came in as I think an E3, maybe an E4.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that those of us that came in as E-nothings were retarded? Is that what you're saying? Just a little bit? We don't need to know your penis size, man. You ain't got to put that up.
Hey, if you talk to people, you'll hear the stories.
So, all right, Tui, you went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, as we all did, for one station unit training. What battery were you in? Do you even remember?
I'm trying to think of a little fucking cadence jingle that they fucking drilled into your head. No, I don't remember, man.
Okay, because you were either going to be in first in the 40th or 122.
First to the 40th.
Okay. Yeah, that's where all the lightweights went. So.
This lightweight bitch.
Calm down. Let me get the ground guides out here to walk those fucking guns.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, going from what I know of you, you ended up in Korea, right?
Yep. First off the boat out of fucking basic training, you get Korea.
Awesome.
Okay.
How was that for you? Had you been out of the country before?
It was terrifying, or terrorizing, whatever the fuck that
motherfucker said. Terrifying.
Hey, there's a reason I became artillery. What do you need to say?
That GT score.
Hey, it was an eye opener. Let's just say that.
How so?
But I was used to like raising myself anyway. Yeah. Like everybody, I think, is a little afraid of change. And you go to college, you go to fucking, because if you're a trust fund baby, you get pushed into college, and some kids are like scared as fuck to go to college, and they're like, we already fucking paid for it, so you go.
Right.
They're not dying, hopefully, if they're not eating Tide Pods in college, but it was it was an extraordinary event, I guess, to put it as bluntly as possible.
Okay. So I'll give you my fucking take on Korea. When I first got there,
Wait, time out. You went years after me.
5 years after you.
Or, correct me if I'm wrong, you heard stories about me when you went there, didn't you?
I did hear stories about you when I went there.
Some of them are true, some of them are not.
Well, we had people that AIP'd that stayed there, forever and a day. So that's how they still knew you. The Avoid Iraq program, or Army Incentive Program, as they call it.
I like that. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, fucking, but yeah, when I got to Korea.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, this is just us hanging out. So what I recall, though, when I first got to Korea, in my mind, what I was expecting was shit I've seen off of Vietnam War movies. Rice paddies and fucking, motherfuckers with the little funny hats and shit and cows and all that shit.
That's Thailand for the record, but go ahead.
Bro, I when we landed in Incheon, and the bus got us and took us over to Itaewon, over to the fucking to Yongsan.
Yeah, I like it.
Fuck, dude. It was like New York with Orientals. That's all it was. I tripped out seeing bongo trucks with GPSs in them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, holy fuck, this is completely different than what I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, go ahead.
Where were you at? Where were you at, Casey?
No. You guys, 1st and the 15th had moved from
all the way down to not Itaewon.
No. We were still in TDC, but on the other side, we were in Hovey, baby.
Yeah.
1st and 15th got moved over to Hovey.
Hovey was a small.
It still is. It's still very puny little town, but I mean puny little base. However, the town itself, that's where TDC. For people that don't know, TDC Tongdushan is
it's Dongducheon.
Well, you call it whatever the fuck you want. TDC Tongdushan, whatever. It's something Sean, and it's funny letters. But fucking what's funny? The crazy thing is TDC would be like the nice area to go and hang out at and party. And Tokery is the that's the place your mom
to get your dick sucked from
What did you think when you first got there, though? I mean, you went to 1st and 15th. How was it?
Man, I was an 18-year-old kid that had a guaranteed paycheck and wowed the fuck out. Pretty much. I did my job great, but I partied
a lot. And I mean, from when I first met you, you were a party boy as it was. I don't know if that was a reflection of just Korea coming to Fort Hood, because I didn't. Go ahead.
It actually was. I was a good kid. Not to put my brothers and sisters and shit out there, but like I was a very oppositional kid. Partially, probably I was unpopular as fuck in school.
Right.
But everybody's out smoking pot, getting drunk, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to be my own person. I don't want to just follow the fucking crowd and yada yada yada. So I was like, I'm just do my own thing, and I have my own little clique, few people, and stayed out of trouble. And then it's like that Catholic schoolgirl that gets released into the world, where they're like, "Oh my God, Dick!" And then
so you were like, "Oh my God, Dick!" when you got to Korea. Ha!
No. Anyway, back to reality. It's the same concept. It's like you got this young kid who kind of like stayed on the straight and narrow, and then all of a sudden he gets released into the wild to fucking be a man. And I'm just like, wait, all I got to do is show up to work, do my job, not be a complete fuck up, a little bit of a fuck up, but and then I could do whatever I want afterwards. And they were like, well, yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, shit.
How many times did you show up to PT drunk?
times all these.
But see, I mean, it was a different army back then. As long as you could fucking, get to work on time, do your shit.
There were times that I myself was asked, and I asked people to step aside. Like when you're running, doing PT, and you start sweating, you literally, what was curfew on weekdays? It was what, midnight, and weekends it was like 1 or 2 or something.
I think 1 or 2 was on weekends.
And like once you get back from downtown, you catch the bus back to the B's at 1 or 2. You're not getting back to the B's until 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, if not later.
Yep.
Because they check IDs and all that shit at the gate, so it's a little bit of a process. And then PT was 5:30. I think we had to be in formation.
Yep.
So all these motherfuckers in Fort Hood bitching about like 6:30 or whatever the fuck it was. Man.
Okay. Oh, hold on. The reason we bitched out in Fort Hood was because PT was at 6:30, but motherfuckers wanted us there at 5:30. That was the ridiculous bullshit.
No. And that, well, all right, I immediately wanted to fucking attack NCOs for that shit, but you can't. Because it's just like they're the same reason there was a fucking sign on Fort Hood that said, "Don't molest the wildlife." Motherfucker, who did what for that to become a sign? So you can't blame NCOs. You just got a bunch of dumb fucking privates, which I was one of them at one point, doing all sorts of crazy shit.
How long were you in Korea for?
What's that?
How long were you in Korea for?
2 years.
So you did 2 years in Korea. Did you lose rank at any time out there?
I did. Once.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
No shit. Was it for stealing a Humvee?
What?
Was it
the
for
Humvee
stealing
story?
Was it for stealing a Humvee?
All right, let's clarify that shit right now. First off, Humvee was not stolen, everybody. Everybody knows vehicles are locked. They should be locked with that little fucking retard chain that goes around the steering wheel, and all it prevents you is going too far to the left and too far to the right. You can still steal the Humvee. You just can't get it very far. You ain't doing no fucking 3-point turns in it. That's for goddamn sure. But anyway, I was to move the Humvee to a staging area by the barracks because I was a driver for the first sergeant or platoon sergeant or LT, who the fuck ever.
Right.
And I went out drinking. And me being the responsible E3 or E4 I was, when I came back shit-faced with my good buddy Kurt Eddington.
Eddington?
Yeah. And I owe him a huge apology because he got hemmed up for this shit too. And I begged him. This is how fucked up and squared away I was. Completely shit-faced. I begged my roommate at the time to come be my TC and ground guide to get out of the motor pool with the Humvee. And Eddington's like, "No, I'm drunk. You're drunk. Da, 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 da." I'm like, "I gotta move it. I'm gonna get in trouble."
What time was this at?
Well, depending on the curfew, 3 in the morning.
Oh, whoa! So this was happening after hours.
I called staff duty to come unlock the motor pool.
Right.
Because all the vehicles are locked up.
Right.
So I called staff duty. I'm like, "Hey, this is maybe specialist. I don't know. This is my vehicle, and I was told by Captain, First Sergeant, who the fuck nuts knows. I need this at the staging area, and I forgot, so I'm trying to take care of it now. I have a ground guide. I have a TC. We're just moving it right to, and they give them the building number, yada, yada, yada."
Right.
And they're like, "All right, we'll be right down." So we got in the car. We're in the Humvee. We're in civilians, which wasn't that uncommon. You could move the vehicles. And we went down there. I unlocked it. We did the PCCs and PCI, all that bullshit. Shit-faced drunk, might I add.
Right.
And like I vaguely remember like filling out the log book of when it was moved. I'm telling you, retarded and squared away, all in the same package. And so
You were square-tarded.
What's that? You broke up.
You were square-tarded.
Square-tarded. There you go. Anyway, so we got in the vehicle, we did everything, got the logbook situated, called staff duty. We pulled up to the gate, and it took them, like, I don't think they showed up to let us out until like 5 in the morning.
Holy fuck, dude.
So Kurt and Greg, being shit-faced, fell asleep in the Humvee. So what we did is I pulled up to the gate. I was driving. I pulled up to the gate. We turned off the vehicle. We're just sitting there smoking and this and that, waiting for staff duty to come down and open up the motor pool gate.
Mm-hmm.
And we fell asleep. And we were woken up by the whole chain of command. MPs fucking... I wouldn't be surprised if fucking there was a CID person there. Because, again, like, they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Because I think that's the rumor that got passed around, that is the whole stealing the Humvee. Because I think originally that's what they thought. They just had two drunk guys stealing Humvees.
So, wait, did they clear it up, though, eventually?
Yeah.
Did you
I got in trouble, but it wasn't, Greg was stealing fucking Humvees.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. That's what's up. Any good stories that you remember? You know what? I think one of my drill sergeants, I believe, was your chief or
Cabrera.
Yep.
I love Cabrera. Cabrera. He talk about a Murphy as well? Do you remember the name Murphy?
I can't remember. We're talking about fucking almost 16 years ago.
So, you know the whole work hard, play hard scenario?
Right.
Murphy and I would go out, and you couldn't smoke us. Like, you could not, like, break us down. Like, we'd get in trouble for doing some stupid shit. And I remember Drill Sergeant Cabrera was one of the chiefs there. I think he was Murphy's chief. He was just in my platoon.
Right.
And we'd do something stupid, and he'd call us over to smoke us, and he would get so pissed off because, like, we never struggled.
Right.
It was like, get on the wall and hold out your fucking this, or fucking do 8,000 push-ups, or, run 16 billion miles. And we're just like, okay.
Yeah, that dude, that motherfucker had me dying, man, when we were in basic. There was not one time that I couldn't see him and just start busting up laughing. And Palfy was there with me. I don't know if you remember Palfy.
Oh, yeah, Chaske.
Yeah, so motherfucking Palfy and me were battles up there in fucking basic, right? There was a time when Drill Sergeant was like, Lopez, just fucking choke yourself. Just start choking yourself.
I remember that, yeah.
Dude, I mean.
One of my fondest memories about Cabrera was Murphy and I were getting smoked for something stupid. And like 10 minutes into it, if that, or 5 minutes into it, he's like, you know what? Fuck you two. You can do whatever I tell you to do. Stop being fucking stupid. He's like, just get up and go away. Because, like, it wasn't like he was punishing a fat kid by telling him he couldn't eat cake.
Right.
Like, telling us to do push-ups or fucking stand with your arms out, like, in the chair position on a wall. Like, all right, what are we going to be here for fucking 6 days? Like, what's the goal here?
Exactly. So after your 2 years in fucking Korea, how did you see the differences between Korea and when you got to Fort Hood, as far as like Army wise?
People knowing their fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a shit show in the States compared to Korea.
Now,
what's that?
When you got to Hood, what was
they
it?
They were just starting 277.
You went to 316, right? Or did you come?
No, technically I was only 277.
Okay.
But 316, when that whole shit happened, they didn't have enough Joes to build a battery.
Okay.
Or battalion, or whatever the fuck. And so I was part of that fill-in process.
So, again, you got there and knowing their jobs. So, explain.
In Korea, it was not uncommon that you could have an E3, chief of fucking section. Degraded, non-degraded, fucking fuck, I bet some of these fucking smart motherfuckers knew the gunner's circle or
Right.
aiming circle. We could do like the degraded. It's been a while when you like your advanced party.
Right.
Like you had E3 and E4s that could chief a section, and then you get to Fort Hood, and God bless their souls, nothing against them. We're on the gun line. This is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The name Mokel and the name Woods comes to mind. And it blew, no pun intended, my mind. Because I was just like, wait a second. And these guys were like in for how long?
Well, Woods, we didn't get Woods till after we got back from deployment.
And that was just a name that like
Right.
popped with. But no, I think
I'm gonna blow your fucking mind about Woods real quick.
What's he, like a first sergeant somewhere?
He made staff sergeant. Guess where? Fucking Korea.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, I'll blow your mind on that one. But I mean, yeah, you're
Well,
completely
good for him.
Yeah, good for him, but no, bad for the soldiers under him. But fucking, dude, you are 100% right on that. And what do you think made the difference as to why they didn't know their jobs out here?
Well, part a little bit of this PTSD shit that I got going on up in this big old dome of mine is when we landed in Korea. One of the first things that was explained to us was our life expectancy was like 34 seconds.
Right.
If that.
Yep.
And they explained like the 38th parallel, we're not at a peace treaty, we're at a ceasefire, which, in case you guys don't know, to this day, North Korea and South Korea are still at war. They're just at a ceasefire, not even a peace treaty. So technically, they are still at war. That may have changed with Trump doing his thing, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's still an armistice.
Yeah. And we had our bug out bags, we had alerts and this and that, so it just programmed you to be ready.
Yep. Well,
and
fight tonight, right? That was the motto, fight tonight.
Was it? No, it's ready to fight, wasn't it?
I thought it was fight tonight, but
no, first to fight. No, that's the Army song.
That's the Army song, fool. I'm sure it was, or I remember it was right to the sounds of the guns, and then it was a fight tonight, or because we were supposed to be ready to fight tonight. Some shit like that.
And something cool that I remember, a little story I tell, because I don't like to talk about all the bad shit.
Yeah.
I was in Alpha Battery, 1st to the 15th, in 1st section. In the gun. I wasn't a cat bit. The alert sounded and we were going to war. My gun, my section, me being the number one man, was supposed to be, if we made it,
right,
the first gun to be lobbing rounds into North Korea.
No shit.
Because we were in 1st to the 15th, 1st Battalion, 15th Field Artillery, and we were in 1st Platoon,
right,
1st Section, so we were all the first.
Orale.
So,
do you remember who your section chief was back then?
Oh, I had a bunch. I'd love to find this guy. His Gunny Gene. His motto was data. You got to get data. You soldiers need more data. And but no, I again, we're talking 2012.
Right.
2002. I'm sorry.
Well, shit. Yeah, it's been quite some time. You'd be getting ready to retire here soon.
Yeah.
Dude. So made it to 277, and I'll throw my 2 cents about fucking Korea and knowing your job. When I first got to Korea, and I said this last time, I didn't know, how to fucking initialize the fucking gun. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there and fucking Sergeant Aguayo, he told me, hey Lopez, go initialize the gun. And I told him, I don't know how to do that shit. I just got back from deployment. I don't know what the fuck any of that.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. So I get there and they were like, okay, PFC DOSed. Go show Sergeant Lopez how to fucking initialize the gun. Oh, yeah, that was a motherfucking ass rape right there, Chief. And I told myself that's not going to happen anymore. And I'm sure you could attest to this, that in Korea, on the weekends, it would not be fucking something uncommon to find motherfuckers in the motor pool training.
Oh, yeah.
On the train.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So
only with sections that had a squared away chief.
Right.
That's where NCOs get their kudos there. Because some section chiefs, they'd be right down there in the Ville fucking partying with the rest of the guys, getting fucking drunk, getting their dick sucked by a prostitute, fucking.
Right. Dude, and you know, that's another thing about Korea though. The cohesion is a lot stronger because we're stuck in those places and we know how to turn the light switch on and off versus work and play. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And so you got the Ford Hood and you were under Dufour, right? Oh, giggity goo.
Yeah.
I remember you were telling me I remember a story you were saying, something about a Batman. What was that about? Was it like a drink that he drank or something like that?
Batman or Three Horsemen?
I don't fucking remember. I just remember
that. The Three Horsemen was what's his name?
I thought it was a drink that he drank called the Batman or some shit. I don't remember, man. I mean, I'm just trying to fucking remember shit. I just remember the first time I saw your ass, though. You were, I think, on the 3rd floor of the barracks. And you were wearing... Huh?
Was it with a keg?
No, but you looked like something straight up like a frat movie or a surfer boy movie. Like, you were just walking up there like, hey, you know, goofy Granese being loud as shit. And it was just something like, all right, so this is what the Army's going to be like. You know, because you just walking around upstairs. And I guess, because back then motherfuckers actually still hung around the barracks and partied. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, but you were in our platoon, I believe, right? Yeah, because Dufour was in our platoon. And what were you the number 1 man or driver?
Always number 1 man.
Okay. So who was the best number 1 man then in our platoon? I don't know, Chief. I don't know. I think Bricker kind of had you.
No, Bricker only had us because he had not Fontaine. Fontaine was
Tank.
Huh?
Yeah, Taylor. Tank.
Yeah, Tank, yeah. And Tank knew all the shortcuts to finger popping and all this.
Right.
And Dufour and all the chiefs I have were like, no.
Really?
And I'm like, but we're going to lose.
Yeah.
Want to be first.
Hold on. So did you ever finger pop?
I did.
Okay.
The first time I ever finger popped, these 2 fingers, the breech came back and smacked my hand, and it like peeled all the skin up like over the knuckles.
Oh,
and then
shit.
I forget what chief it was at the time. They were like, "You okay?" Because they saw my hand get hit, and I looked at it and covered it and put it behind my back and like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then went and got it looked at later and continued on the mission.
Did that happen in Korea or did that happen in Hood?
Hood.
Oh,
Hood.
wow. So you were a pussy up until you got to Fort Hood, huh? Because I know I finger popped the fuck out of that shit out in Korea, dog. When I was chief, and I would just be like, my number 1 man was just to load and ram. That's it. I was finger popping everything. The highest, the highest I ever finger popped though was a fucking Charge 5 hotel, and I had gotten 2 rounds in. On the 3rd one, that bitch caught my wrist. I'm like, that's
no. My first finger pop was a red bag.
Oh wow, okay, that explains it. That explains why you got hit there.
Yeah, no, you go with like a white bag, a Charge 3 or 4 white bag, not a fucking full red. But after that, I learned. Well, see, when I first did it, I'm trying to put my hand in the camera. When I first did it and you pop it, I tried following the breech back and like pulling back with it, so to go back and out. But instead, like, you should just fucking get your finger on there and just go boom and pull it straight back, because you're not fast enough for that recoil.
I don't know, man. I mean, I was pretty fast on it, but
going back with it.
I don't know. All I gotta say is, I mean, oh, by the way, I think that Cruz may have said that he was a better number 1 man than you as well.
But
So
the fucking midget fucking didn't he star in Lord of the Rings or so was it?
damn, shots fired, Cruise. Oh shit, dude,
But
that's funny. So we ended up
no,
getting.
it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Órale, the Oompa Loompas.
No, he was a great guy. Still to this day he's still active, isn't he?
Yeah, he's actually a recruiter. He's a
Oh
recruiter.
man, so he's fucking people.
Kind of, I guess. Fucking the army, letting in some garbage. But fucking, dude. So let's go ahead and fast forward.
Right.
So we did our time in Fort Hood. We had that long ass field problem out in the motherfucking boonies that lasted about a month, where we did about a week or two of artillery.
I've been sorry about that.
Go ahead. Let's see it.
Because I don't know what it is about my personality. People hate me or people love me.
Right.
But I was a driver for the Battalion XL or something. I got to call in CAST, close air support, on a live fire fucking mission. And it was like this secret coded shit. It was like Purple Monkey Fuzzy Naval Alpha Bravo fucking, Delta 2.
Right.
The next thing you know, fucking like Apaches and bombers come in and light up the side of a fucking mountain.
Fucking
I never will forget it. It was this big fat black major.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, Granese, you want to do the coolest thing fucking ever in your life? And I'm like, hey, I'm straight, sir. I don't know. But he's like, come over here to the radio. And he showed me this piece of paper. And I knew we were on a live fire exercise.
Right.
And he said, look at this. Can you read this verbatim without fucking it up? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking semi-potato. I'm not full potato.
I don't know. You said terrorizifying or some shit.
Rewind that shit. Play the tape. But anyway, so I read it, and he's like, wait like 12 minutes. I forget what the close air cast time was.
Right.
And I called it in, and excuse me. And next thing you know, fucking on those coordinates and whatever code words I fucking told them to use.
Dude, that's
fucking some Apaches came in and like cleared the sides and like to like funnel the ground troops in. And then the bomber came in, or the jets came in and
nice. That is badass, dude.
It was spectacular. But those field problems suck.
Yes, they fucking did. I mean, do you remember any good stories from the field? What was all in your section? I mean, you had a pretty good, huh?
In Korea?
No, in fucking in Hood. I mean, you had a pretty what's that word that they say, motley crew?
No, we had a good section, but that was just because I was there.
Shut the fuck up. Your awesomeness just fucking it emanated everywhere, right?
Oh no! Where was that?
Hey, man. Hey man,
but,
I'm a beaner. I can get away with trying to say words that don't make sense.
we mix Ebonics with Spanglish.
Dude, that was that movie Idiocracy.
I don't even know.
Dude, but
welcome to Is It Racist on the Gunline?
For real, dude. Shit. On the gun line itself is synonymous with racism. It's just it's funny to us. But fucking I think you had France.
Yeah. In our section? No, in the platoon.
No. What was France with you or with Weimert?
Weimert. That was the name with the one who had the Four Horsemen drink.
He's the one that okay. So there was Weimert, but no, but you had Moya, right?
Yeah. Moya stayed at my house. God rest his soul when France passed.
When who?
France. Was it France?
You mean McConnell?
McConnell. I'm sorry. God. Somebody give France a call and let him know I'm sorry.
France is fucking ringing right now. So just to clarify before anybody goes out there, we're talking about McConnell, not Frenchie. Frenchie is still out there fucking doing his retarded shit that he always did. So,
I apologize.
Hey.
My bad.
Do you remember the story of the Midnight Stroker about France?
Vaguely.
someone
Let's hear it.
had happened to walk up to him while on perimeter guard and saw the saw the old sleeping bag jerking, and sure enough, he was jerking the gherkin at that time, and it was around midnight.
Bag?
Inside, yeah, the green bag, I think it was.
Oh,
I don't know.
regardless. Regardless, you sleep in it.
Yeah, and he was, dude, it's France. Are you serious? Okay, and first of all, I'm sure you probably had a couple of experiences making some knuckle babies inside a fucking Porter John. And
I deserve a medal for that.
Shit. Kuwait.
Where you got those Maxim magazines and you're tearing over the paper and it's like,
yes.
like, all right, we'll just skip that page and go, oh, it's a fucking ad.
Dude, did you ever fucking jerk off to fucking the porter potty porn?
Hell no. What, you talking about the shit that's drawn on there?
Fuck yeah, dude. Sometimes that shit look pretty realistic.
I could close my eyes and picture something better than that second grader shit.
Hey, I don't know. Sometimes
this is what a penis looks like. And a vagina.
Well, first of all, why is it that you go straight to the penis again? I just say nothing about a penis. I think somebody's coming out.
It's always the ones I saw. Don't play me like that. There was always a penis going into a vagina.
All right. See, the ones that I saw, or the one that was one of my favorites, was just two legs open with the clam right there, and it was pretty.
I'm sorry.
Realistic.
Did you say your favorite Porta-John Picasso vagina?
Yeah. It was a fucking two legs, like opened. Homegirl was laid back. You could see the titties. And fucking, bro, it made some good memories. I made some good knuckle.
Does your wife watch this?
Nope. Oh, man. So deployment.
So more about your favorite Porta-John Picasso vagina.
Oh, it was just great, man. Like I said, a lot of knuckle babies were made to it. So we ended
Who
up.
had the time? I
Dude.
mean, like, because when I'm shitting, I'm focused on pooping. I'm not like, let me draw the vagina.
Yeah, that's true. That is, it's got to be somebody that's shamming. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get away from some kind of a duty. So let's see. We end up going to Baghdad, right? So Baghdad. We get to Baghdad, right? So
we're bouncing around a lot here, but go ahead.
Which is okay. Yeah, we're bouncing all over the place. It's on the gun line, baby. We're just talking bullshit, shooting the shit.
Hey, according to my script right here, written on my hand, we're supposed to be at.
Well, it's your show, baby. What you got? What you got to share with us?
What's that?
What do you got to share with us? Talk to us. What am I missing out?
Well, all the partying and people marrying strippers.
All right. Let's do it. You want to go there? Let's go there.
Dude.
Who pushed me into the fucking fire?
What?
Who pushed me into the fire at Carter's house?
You were gypsy dancing, fucking doing some Mexican something. Some Mexican rain dance. I don't even know if you're Mexican. What are you?
Oh,
you're not American.
I'm not Mexican. Goddamn.
You're Mexican.
For 15 fucking years, I've known this guy, and I don't know how many times I've told you.
By the way, let me guess.
Mm-hmm.
Not American. No, wait.
I am American.
I know.
I am. My family is Central American, which is still American. So, but my dad is from El Salvador, and my mom is from Nicaragua.
Okay. But, all right, so whatever Nicaraguan dance calls rain to put out the fire that you fell in on your own. Honestly, I can't remember somebody putting hands on you to make that happen. I think you were just 4 sheets to the wind.
I was more than 4. I never understood that phrase, but I was fucking faded. Fucking Machuca was walking around with a bottle of fucking Cuervo Presidente, and I was just fucked up. And I think that's the night that your shoes melted as well.
Maybe trying to save you from the fire.
Dude, so
gotta be quick.
You were talking about the fucking the clubs out there. I remember the biggest one was Fusions and Cowboy.
Starlight or Wild Country.
Wild Country. That's the one y'all white folks went to.
Yeah.
I was unfortunately shackled up at the time, so I didn't get to go anywhere. I just got drunk at the barracks.
Yeah.
What good stories do you have from up there? Now, you and Dowden, were you and Dowden within the same clique, or y'all like two peas in a pod?
Yeah. I went with him to visit his mom on TDRL one week. I love Dowden.
Oh, yeah. When was the last time you talked to him?
About 5 months ago, maybe.
Oh, right on.
He doesn't seem too interested, we'll say. I don't know if he talks to anybody else consistently, but we do your typical, hey, you're still alive, you're not crazy, right. Life's good type of conversation, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
but,
you know, and I'm the same way with him as well. You know, we'll hit each other up because life happens in between. You know what I'm saying? He's got his family, his kids and wife and all that, and his job really has him all over the place. So we catch up when we can, you know what I mean? Like he hit me up today because today was the day that he came down over here to meet up with me so we can go to bury Quintero. So
that was today?
It was the day, well, tomorrow I think is the anniversary of when he got buried. 5 years, man. So that means Silky's anniversary is coming up next week.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, man. So we'll double into that later on. Let's go back to the fun time. Dude, I just remember Silky now because fucking we were just talking about him. Remember when he got shot with the fucking tasers?
Yes, yeah. It was notorious at a party at Weimert's house that a taser got brought out. That's probably why Sergeant Dufour had the arm.
I heard about that.
Him and fucking Weimert and their family, I think their wives were like cousins or sisters or something.
Right.
And fucking, I remember Sergeant Dufour getting tased and not spilling his beer because Weimert or somebody came across to tase him and he went like this.
Yeah.
And it got him right up under here. And like I think he had like the beer in this hand, and he saw him coming, so he went like this.
Yeah.
And he fucking dropped, but didn't spill a beer, didn't spill a drop.
Dude, and yeah, that was the story I heard that's why he ended up being like this. And Dufour, if you're listening to this, hey, let us know that arm ever get fucking healed up. I mean,
no, I talked to him. I had to delete his number.
Oh, word.
Because we tried to stay close, but he wasn't. I'm stuttering and stammering here. Something's going on in that head of his. He is not right. He will ask you that poor man, the same questions. He can't remember anything. I hope that motherfucker's getting 100% medical retirement or disability or something.
Right.
Because that poor man is physically handicapped and mentally handicapped.
Right.
To the umpteenth degree.
Damn. Yeah, dude. I see him on Facebook. I got him on Facebook. Man. So, but yeah, dude. So what other partying was there? Who was your roommate? Good.
I was out of the barracks pretty quick.
No, you weren't. I don't remember you being out of the barracks that quick. Were you? I don't fucking remember, dude. I don't know. Did you ever come kick it at my house?
Oh, yeah.
I know you did. That's right, because you know Ed. Ed's over here still, too. He lives out there in Killeen now. Married, bought a house.
The fuck's he doing in Killeen? I mean, need to take a quick break and refresh my beverage. But
yeah, go ahead. He's on Killeen. Man. Well, he ended up staying up there after my divorce with the initial one. And so he stayed up there living with my sister. He got a job out there. And then eventually got his own place and saved up money and got himself wifed up with a chick. And they got a nice house out there right behind the fucking Killeen Mall.
Killeen is just a cesspool of degenerates, man.
That's just fucking Killeen, yeah. No matter what.
Let me show you something. Hold on. Tell me if you remember this.
All right. And he has stepped away for those that are listening to on the podcast. It looks like he's actually in the shitter.
I am. This is my office.
Okay. That's where you do the best thinking, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to do it outside, but my we're in Pennsylvania. It's raining like a motherfucker.
Gotcha.
I can't find it. Remember when you and your ex made or helped me furnish my house?
Yeah.
I still have that glass tall vase with the peacock feathers and the stones in the bottom.
Oh, word.
Exactly how it was.
That's awesome.
Swear to God. It wasn't where I thought it was. I think my wife moved it. But, yeah, we still have it.
That's what's up, man.
And this is my throne now that Danny fucking pointed it out.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's every man's throne. You know, I wish I had my own bathroom.
This is the only room, excuse me, this is the only room in my house that I smoke.
See.
And because I couldn't do it outside because it's pouring down rain.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it in like the living room or my wife's office or something like that.
Right.
I wanted to smoke because I'm sure we're going to be talking about some shit that makes my head spin. So.
Nah, man, I wouldn't do that.
Well, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but a question on now. So you served how many years?
10.
10 fucking years. So you were there during that 277582 switch, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I mean, seemed like a lot of motherfuckers went straight. They started riding that fucking 582 horse's dick all of a sudden. They're all proud of being 582. Can't remember 277 anymore.
You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
Being deployed with the 10th Mountain Patch. Nobody wanted to wear the 4th ID patch. Everybody wanted to wear the 10th Mountain Patch.
What?
Remember when the orders came down that you could wear the 10th Mountain Patch?
No, that wasn't me.
Because, no, I'm not saying you.
No, I'm saying I don't remember. That must have been after I left, bro.
Maybe. Hey, I got banged up a lot. My head's.
I feel you.
It may have been calf. But
everybody wanted that fucking 10th Mountain Patch?
What's that?
Everybody wanted that 10th Mountain Patch, huh?
Yeah, because I don't know how much more prestigious you can get than first cav.
2 ID, first ID, third ID, 82nd, 100 and worst. Everybody pretty much.
Oh, is better.
you know what they say about the first calf patch, man. You know, it's the bridge that never crossed, the horse that never rode, and the color that tells you why.
No, I haven't heard that.
Well, now you have.
Now I know. I'm digging the coffee cup, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it. I just had it made. It's for sale on the Gunline T-shirt store. You can find it on the Facebook, on the Gunline Facebook. It's a shop button.
Plug.
Huh? Hell yeah.
Plug.
So yeah, dude.
Gotta grab that merch, y'all.
Goddamn right. Hey, something's got to pay for this shit, dude. This shit gets expensive, brother. But no,
well, those good looks ain't doing it for you?
Nah, man. I tried pimping myself out, bro, and those dudes were too ugly for me. I wasn't willing. So, dude, well, on you how many deployments did you do with us or with them?
Only 2, because I missed that third one to Afghanistan. Thank God.
Well, the one to Afghanistan. Okay, so did you go to Mosul with them? That was in 2010.
No, I did not go to Mosul. We were in Balad, I think the second deployment. Balad,
right.
Where we were training those fucking
IPs,
retarded motherfuckers. It was like trying to teach a chimpanzee how to do a jumping jack.
Oh my God. What were you guys teaching them?
Just basic marksmanship and weapon maintenance and breach drills.
Bro, I got one better for you.
Uh-oh.
In Afghanistan, we initiated the first Afghan Field Artillery Training Center. Afghan Army Field Artillery Training Center. We had 2 weeks to learn how to use the D-30 Russian howitzer, and then turn around and teach the Afghan army how to shoot that shit.
So you had to learn before teaching.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, artillery is artillery in a way. But dude, you want to talk about training monkeys? Holy motherfuck! Not only are we just teaching them, dude, we had to teach them. Get this. All right, reciprocal lay. Why? These motherfuckers can't even get the concept of fucking using a collimator. A fucking collimator. Now, you want me to teach them reciprocal lay? These motherfuckers could barely count to 3.
Couldn't teach them how to do a jumping jack.
Dude, I've seen those videos.
Side straddle Hobbs, it was like, I had a captain in the second deployment in Balad. Bet me that he could shoot his AK-47 better than he could shoot my M16. And to be fair, we did it where we both shot one weapon. I bet him $100, and I didn't take his money because he didn't probably have any money because you know how that whole shit show went. They weren't getting paid, but anyway. And then we both shot my weapon and we both shot his weapon. Because people could argue, well, Granese, your weapon sighted for you, his weapon sighted for him.
Right.
No, I destroyed him obviously on my M4 and even on his AK-47.
Damn.
And even their higher ups were like, all right, whose dick did you suck? Or who'd you kill to get here?
Dude, you know what's fucked up is that poor guy probably got an ass whooping afterwards for losing to an American.
Well, he was the captain. He was the captain, if not higher.
Well, somebody's going to be higher than him.
True.
Dude, I saw this one Afghan battery commander. He went and slapped the dog shit out of 2 guys that were fighting. He just walked up and started beating the fuck out of them, dog. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Bam. Dude, he beat the shit out of him. Like fucking Sergeant Majors beat Katusas.
Oh my God.
Dude,
so many things just popped into my head.
Hey, brother. So let's circle back real quick, man. When you said you joined the military, you going back in hindsight, you would probably choose a job that would be more translatable or transferable to the civilian sector.
Yes, sir.
So, like, how did you find that experience coming back to the civilian world after 10 years?
Well, I am very lucky. I'm 100% retired.
Right.
But when I first got out, I had, to be technical, you'll call it a support chain. Not right away, but quickly thereafter, that helped me get on my feet.
Right.
And it was a big bummer that when I got out, one, mentally, I fucking hate people. Like, I'll spare you all the details, but I can't handle some shit. I'm not talking about fireworks or fucking a car backfiring.
Right.
Like, all right, yeah, some trash on the side of the road gets me sometimes. It makes my asshole pucker, and I fucking like,
Oh, I'm with you on that.
do a double. But I hate the fact that young soldiers, are manipulated into staying in because they make it seem like there's no world out there for you. This is all you're ever going to be good at, because they know it's usually the high school dropouts with a GED, or it's the kid that can't fucking read a book and learn something, or yada, yada, yada. So it's like they got to feed them this propaganda to keep them in. I love the military. I fucking was in for 10 years. My grandpa was in, my uncle was in, my dad was in, my grandmom was in. I'm not bashing the military at all.
Right.
But I hate the fact when I hear some recruiters and re-enlistment people be like, hey, you're in your window, da-da-da-da. It's like, don't tell this kid he's got nothing out there for him and he's going to end up back in, or he's going to end up on the street. I hated that shit.
Well, I mean,
as I digress, I go into fucking left field completely.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that. There are some folks that we know as soldiers that are better at soldiering than they would be in civilian life.
I agree.
Now, and then you have those that are just shitbags that are going to be just shitbags in civilian life or in fucking,
Regardless.
yeah. So, but yeah. So, I mean, so if you could go back in time, what would you tell young Granese?
Uh,
That awkward silence means that he's trying to think.
no, yeah. Have fun, but don't completely put a brick wall in between playtime and work time, because that brick wall isn't a brick wall. There's a fucking door or a window you eventually got to go through to get into each other. Does that make sense?
It does in my brain, baby. It does.
Well, because it's like some people, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to play as hard as I fucking want to, and I'll be fine at work. Well, if your playtime seeps into work time, then it's, depending on how hard you're partying, it's going to fuck you up.
Exactly.
And it's same thing with work time. If your work time is fucking you up, and your playtime is, flip the script a little bit, is with your family, like your daughter, your son, or your wife, there is no brick wall and there is no black line in between there. So you have to balance that. Short answer, or
that's
whatever.
Right there.
You balance work and play.
Exactly.
Because my buddy Eddington and a bunch of guys I could name off, we played too hard, and we thought just because our work performance would supersede that.
Right.
It's not the case. You got to balance that shit.
And you know what? That's great advice, not just for young Granese, but young soldiers out there to, yeah, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to be cool and do your thing. But just realize that, it will seep into your work life. And if once it does that, you're going down a fucking the wrong path, and it's going to lead you to fucking failure. Exactly. I'll tell you what, I'll just a quick, just a observation. I think that Korea should not be a first duty station. I think that Korea should not be the first duty station for any young private.
See, I completely 100% disagree. I think Korea should be the first duty station for everybody.
Well, that's because your experience led you to learning a lot about your fucking job.
And you're right. You're 100% right.
Now, on the flip side of that, how many
I see what you're getting at. All right.
On the flip side of that, how many motherfuckers go out there, end up fucking marrying a juicy, fucking getting her back over here, losing rank? Remember that joke? What's the fastest way to make E5?
Go to E6.
Go to Korea as an E6. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, a lot of people aren't mentally, even older folks are just not fucking mentally prepared for the exposure out there, especially for somebody that's never been out. Like you said, you grew up in a household or you never left your area. So it was a mind-blowing experience. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Korea is the jewel that nobody talks about. Everybody wants to go to Germany. Fuck that. I'll take Korea in a heartbeat. Yeah, dude.
Or Italy,
Yeah. So that would be my thing. I think Korea should not be a first-time duty station. I do agree with the training. But the training should be like that Army-wide. But the op temp was just different in each location.
Yeah. We got to agree to disagree on that one, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what the Gunline's all about, baby. It's not like I'm going to tell you, you know what, Granese, go fuck yourself with your dumb-ass retarded
ass. That's it. Idea. This is ended.
Dude.
You were not playing to the script, which there is no script, guys.
There is not a script. Look, this is what I have.
I got a nail file in front of me, and I got a lighter.
This is what I have right here. Shoot the shit with Granese. Fire mission coming down, and then Philly. That's all. That's all I wrote. Because I don't like having a script because then it's not genuine. This is genuine. This is a hanging out, just fucking shooting shit, catching up. And fucking.
I would say something that wouldn't be a bad idea was having like a little. One thing I learned in school, like when you're writing a paper, you draw a circle in the middle of the paper, and you write. You'd say, you'd say Granese. And then you draw like a spider web out of it and be like, okay, one spider web would be Korea. One
Right.
spider web would be stealing a Humvee. One spider web would be fucking partying. One spider web, whatever. So,
Right.
anyway.
It's for thoughts. It's I forget what it's called, dude. But they're like thought bubbles that you put out there. Because I do that with other projects that I do.
But scripting shit, no, you'll tell it's fake,
exactly.
right? Like if you don't have those long pauses, like, oh man, how do I answer this? Then it's like, all right, here we go, just another fucking podcast.
Right. Fuck all that. I like this because it brings us together. Us old soldiers that haven't heard from each other in a long time get to hear each other, and even new soldiers that fucking haven't that we know nothing about. We have so many shared experiences, and it's just good, I think, to just get out of the fucking rat race of the world and just fucking hear somebody talk. You know what I'm saying? Because it reminds me, I missed a fucking gun line, dude. I don't give a fuck. I missed a goddamn gun line. One of the most fun things we used to do was after the fucking field problem, we used to hang out, put all the guns in the cats to the side, and just hang out and talk shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking, so I missed that. But anyway, moving on. Fucking, how come, let's see, you ended up staying in Fort Hood all 10, right? After Korea.
Yeah, ironically, I did, yeah.
So you never thought about going anywhere else, or?
Well, I think that stems back to that fear of change. Like,
Okay.
all right, I was already in Fort Hood. Shit wasn't horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But then I visited friends in fucking Colorado.
Yeah.
And I did go to WLC down in, was it Benning?
Damn.
Yeah. Which I made commandant.
No, look at him. How much chorizo that you suck for that?
Hey,
Yeah, you
it
got
was boudin, but no, I had a 9 in PLDs or WLC, whatever it was called at the time. I had a 98% in everything. So,
dude, that's
I
good.
beat out some fucking special forces bitches. You want to talk about some overrated shit? This is going to touch a nerve with some people.
Let it touch it, baby.
Fucking SF Ranger guys aren't as fucking all cracked up as you think they are.
Now, was that somebody that was tabbed or attached to a Ranger unit, or was it a real Ranger or a real long tabber, or was it somebody that was
I'm
attached?
hoping it was just an attached guy.
Okay.
If all SF or Ranger guys were like the one I had,
Yeah.
I had to teach this motherfucker land nav.
Okay, then yeah, he was probably some fucking cook that was attached to a fucking unit.
But do they get fully automatic weapons? Because this motherfucker had a fully automatic M4.
I'm sure he does. I mean, you're attached to a fucking special operations group, so you got to be able to.
And it wasn't just land nav. Like, all right, this motherfucker probably whooped my ass fucking 6 days from fucking Wednesday, which is all of them in case you guys are doing math. He could do a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups and probably run 8,000 miles,
Right.
but he didn't know land nav. His leadership skills were
Non-existent.
I think my 7-year-old daughter could lead her school classroom class better than this man could lead 10 people.
Wow.
Like this guy strictly. What's that?
I want to tell you, you do have a beautiful family, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm the ugly one. I'm the ugly duck.
Yes. Oh, how cute.
But no, this guy fucking couldn't lead a switchblade out of a fucking wet paper bag.
Damn.
And it was like he was strictly to take orders. So and here's why I'm thinking I don't think he was just attached, because there were like 20 of them there.
Oh shit, okay.
So it wasn't like, oh, we got a new soldier, let me send out this new soldier to get certified to become an NCO.
Yeah.
No, it was like there were 20 of them. And I think 2 of the 20 made Commandant's list. Not to get all ghetto with the head bob and the hand. But seriously.
Yeah. It's pretty shameful. But I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt that maybe they were just attached to a fucking SF group or to a fucking a Ranger bat. Just because, I think our the Rangers that I knew when I went to BNOC Phase 1, they those motherfuckers were high fucking speed, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking, because I was in Fort Stewart
The
at the time.
special ops guys.
Oh yeah, they were at a fucking hunt at a hunter. Those motherfuckers were on fucking point. I mean,
Yeah. Well, he was
I,
only before, so.
yeah, true. They probably still had a lot to learn, but I mean, fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket, fuck it. Let's
well,
see.
or not he, the special operations units, they have my utmost respect. One of my favorite books, yes, I can read, guys, was
That's Vab.
it was called called Delta Force, and it was by Major Charles Beckwith. He started Delta Force.
Wasn't that a movie with fucking Chuck Norris? Sure, Delta Force was something. Go ahead, man. Continue.
But no, this was a legit book, written by the founder of Delta Force, and he talks about the SAS and training the soldiers and all that stuff. So these guys get tremendous kudos in my book.
Right on. I don't give a fuck. I was a cannon cocker, and I loved it. You know,
boom.
That's goddamn right. I love my job. And Cabrera, back to Cabrera's punk ass. Lopez, why do you love my field artillery corps? Roger, that motherfucker was funny. He was like, you know what, privates? I hate privates so fucking much. I used to hate myself as a private. When I look myself in my mirror, I wanted to just choke myself. I fucking hate privates, private. You know what? I love the Army so much. I fuck my wife in cadence, private. 1, 2, 3. That fool had my ass dying, man. So I can see, where, you get a lot of your humor too, due to that leadership that you had back then.
Yeah.
So, dude, we've already gone an hour and 12 minutes. Yeah, I told you, this shit flies.
Holy shit, we didn't even tip the iceberg.
Touch anything. So that just means I'm gonna have to bring you back in, Chief.
You want to do like a hyper summary of some shit, or because I want to talk about chivalry?
Let's go. Okay, look, let's go for another 15 minutes. Make it an hour and a half.
All
right. Let's do 15 more minutes. Because
so what were you gonna ask? Because you were talking about like where I came from, what I did.
No. Like, I mean, like, did you have any issue on your way out of the Army that you had to deal with?
It's if I were to, let's say, give advice to people getting out. One, obviously, don't be a cum-guzzling gutter slut and lie about shit. Tell the truth when you get out about mental stuff and physical stuff. But you got to get off this high horse of we are impenetrable and we are immortal. We are human. Yes, you're taught to eat Motrin and drink water and you'll be fine. Motherfucker, as soon as you guys get out the Army, you're nothing to them. You got to think about yourself and the future. And this is one of those things where you're like, what would you tell past Granese?
Right.
Annotate everything, no matter how stupid you think it is. Because when you're fucking 70 years old and you're bedridden because you can't walk because your knees, your back, and this and that, it's going to tie back maybe to all those years back when you were in the service and you didn't go to sick call. Because I'm not saying to being a malingering bitch either, but if you're hurt, get it looked at. Because when you get out, the Army is not for you, and you are not for the Army anymore, and they make that very fucking clear.
Yep.
A closed mouth does not get fed.
You know what? And that's beautiful what you just said, honestly. Get everything documented. I think every guest that I've had on here that we've shot the shit together, one of the things we always say is make sure you get everything documented.
Really?
And I mean, granted, we came through the suck it up and drive on generation.
Yeah.
Because, it was just like that, especially being in combat arms. We ain't got no time for pussies. Now, I do say this, are you going to be sore? Yeah, that comes with the fucking territory. That's just
don't be a pussy.
Exactly. But don't be a fucking baby back bitch either. Go out there and fucking like you said, malingering. How many motherfuckers out there malingering you know, and they clog up the system too. They clog up the VA system. You know, luckily I'm in Texas where they love veterans, so
Yeah.
ours ain't too bad, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, definitely get everything documented, and definitely don't think that you're fucking go ahead, man. Yeah, invincible. Especially if you've seen shit, you know.
Yeah.
If you've seen shit, it'll
Do you
fuck with
know? I forget this young lady's name. Everybody knows me. I was involved in a couple ID explosions, and we got banged up a little bit. And we went. I was in the gunner's hatch. We went head on with a semi truck. Yada yada yada. So I got some brain shit going on. Broke some hands and ribs and
right.
fractured shit. I was getting out medically for back problems. Do you know I was this close to waiving my med?
Damn.
It was this random woman at Fort Hood out processing. She was like, you know, Sergeant Granese, can you not do this? I'm like, well, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm getting out because of I have back problems. My back's injured. And she was like, look, you got to trust me on this. Get your mental eval and be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did my mental eval, and lo and behold, they have this ornate ability to ask you the same question 14 different times in 100 different ways. So they're going to find out if you're lying or not.
Exactly.
But it blew my mind that I almost did that to myself. Because I'm not the one to be like, oh, my feelings are hurt. Somebody hold me.
Right.
No, that's not.
You know, and it's funny. I hate those motherfuckers that claim it like a badge of honor. PTSD. You know.
I'm embarrassed. No offense to anybody. I'm embarrassed to say that because it makes me feel weak.
Right. I personally keep it to myself. Because nobody else needs to know about it. I don't say I suffer from PTSD. I live with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. I live with it. You know, and I find different ways to deal with it. Like you were talking about, you know, just driving is sometimes a fucking headache. You know,
I love to drive.
Yeah, same here.
I like
but
my cars.
You know, we all find our different. The ones that I can't fucking stand with the shit are the fucking fireworks trigger my PTSD, and that one irks stuff. Fuck out of me because everybody gets startled when they hear a fucking boom. That's just fucking natural.
Yeah.
Now, does it take me back to fucking times in Baghdad or Mosul? No. You know what?
That's why I said like the shit that gets me is like when you're a gunner and you're in the gunner's hatch and you're at the 3 o'clock or the main the 12 or the whatever.
Gunner right here, baby.
And like you see this trash and you're like, oh, is that something?
Right.
And you're like, no, it's not something. And you continue to scan and then boom, and then you get fucking blasted. That is mentally imprinted on you for the rest of your life. And can you imagine if you didn't call that out and somebody died? What does that fucking do to the psyche?
Right.
Like we just lost some vehicles. Like our vehicle got totaled.
Right.
Sergeant Major was okay. Val was okay. I was pretty okay. And the assistant gunner was okay.
Right.
But it's like you see something. It's like, well, did I see that and not call it out right? Or
Well, dude, that's when we got fucked up over there on January 6th when we got fucked up on that first mission. Juarez was the first truck. I was in the second truck, and the EFP hit the third truck. You know, so, dude, the EFPs usually took out the first truck, let alone two trucks that went through and then hit the third truck. You know what I'm saying? And that was a fucked up day right there. That set my fucking deployment for the rest of my life. But let's move away from that bullshit. All right. Let's talk about Smoke Chavari, baby.
All right, I'll make this quick and simple about him. I lost all respect for him when we were in Iraq. And hopefully everybody that knows me always knew if I was in charge of a detail, we did the detail right, And then we were done. I told you to go home. Don't answer your phone for anybody but me, because you're just going to get put back to fucking work. And we just did hands across the fucking desert or hands across Fort Hood. Right. So I tell all my guys, we do the job right, obviously. And then when we were done, I'd say, look, don't get undressed. Don't start fucking drinking. Right. But until COB, don't pick up your phone unless I call you. Now, if I call you and we have to go to formation and you don't pick up, you're going to get fucked up. But I was not afraid to go out of my way for the guys. And I wasn't afraid to get my fucking hands dirty. I was not one of those NCOs. Now, point. Smoke Shavar, we were in Iraq. You know how we used to download Connexes and upload them, download them, upload them, download them, upload them 6 billion times.
That's every day in the Army.
Yep, that is the Army.
Yeah.
There were 5 soldiers and like 4 NCOs. Excuse me. And we had to download a Connex. We were looking for, I think, a tent topper, a tent T, or something for one of the big tents.
Okay.
And I felt bad for the soldiers, so I take my top off and I get in there with him. I'm fucking busting ass and getting shit done.
Yeah. Smoke
Shavari called, hey, Sergeant Granese, come here. He pulled me to the side. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're looking for a piece of a tent or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So you can't be doing that. And we had this huge fucking, I give him respect. It was off to the side. He deserves kudos for that. But he hyperphrased it, told me, I'm an NCO. I'm only there to monitor and supervise and make sure it gets done.
Right.
And I said my piece, like, well, we have almost equal amount of NCOs supervising and equal amount of soldiers actually doing things.
Right.
Have the highest ranking person fucking delegate or monitor or supervise and everybody else, because that 5-6 hour job could be a 3-hour job in 103-degree temperature.
Exactly. And you know what, dude? You did the right thing on that. You did the right thing, and that's pretty shitty, dude. That now look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the type of motherfucker that I will stand back and I will supervise. That's my job, is to supervise.
No, however, shit, I get that too.
However, though, I'm also gonna get my hands dirty when needed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what needs to get done to get the mission accomplished. But does that mean I'm gonna be breaking my fucking back like I did as a private?
Well, no, rank has its perks.
Right. So, but still, I'm still gonna get it. Like you said, in that situation, I will be in there too, because you know what? Your soldiers will respect you. You want soldiers to do what you tell them to do, not because you told them to do it, but because they want to do it. You see what I'm saying? And go ahead. No, you got it.
And this isn't because we didn't do it, so fuck all you haters. I'm sure I got a bunch of them. There were times like Sergeant Granese would get put in charge of a detail. I'd ask for, say we needed 20 people, and I'd like, hey, I need 20 volunteers.
Right.
I shit you not, I'd probably have 12 out of 20 volunteer to be on a detail with me.
Right.
Because they knew he's got our back. We're already on a shitty fucking detail.
Right.
We're hands across Fort Hood or Wash Rack, whatever the fuck it is. When we're done, he's gonna tell us, go chill,
disappear,
and listen for my phone call if we need to go to COB. But
dude, one of the wildest things I saw was in Afghanistan. My battery command, my fucking first sergeant and my battery commander, we had to go fill up sandbags, and there was this mountain of fucking sand that looked like it was never ending, dude. They would be out there. My BC and my first sergeant would be out there shoveling fucking sand into sandbags, tighten shit up. And, shout out to First Sergeant Amaron, to Captain Martin. Well, probably Major or probably Lieutenant Colonel Martin by now. But fucking those guys were fucking outstanding leaders, And I enjoyed, your command definitely makes or breaks you. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, I've had the blessing of having some great fucking commanders. I mean, I'll go back to the very first one, Colonel Sesson. That man, may he rest in peace, but that man, he was adamant about motherfucking iPro. I wonder if he wrote iPro when he was fucking, because that man had iPro all the time. But
Can I share something?
Yeah, please bring it on.
All right. For all you haters, I have Sergeant Major Young, who is still active, his personal cell phone, and out of nowhere, every once in a while, this motherfucker calls me, and I call him just to touch base. All this shit, because a leader does not say, oh, guys, we got to do this because First Sergeant says we got to do it. No, a leader says, with tact and leadership, they say, hey, guys, come on, we got to do this. Da, da, da. It isn't a pass the buck type of thing. It's like, we got to do this. That initiative came down from higher. Like all that and some of the with the weapons plug shit.
Oh, God, yeah. The
like
hooks.
And again, I'm a little afraid to share some of the shit I know because of some of the shit I worked or saw and heard. This shit was for a reason.
Right.
Yes, a lot of it was fucked up, and it made no fucking sense. But I go back to the sign at Fort Hood Ranges where it says, do not molest the wildlife. Something happened for that stupid fucking thing to be implemented.
Right.
I guess I'll leave it at that.
No, you're right. You're 100% right on that. And until you cross those lines and become an NCO, you really don't know. And granted, there's a lot of shit that I disagreed with in the Army and for my commanders that I was this is fucking stupid. But I mean, I'm going to give at least my piece of it, but I'm still going to Charlie Mike because at the end of the day, hey, an order's an order. But
you gotta.
Huh?
I said you got it. You said Charlie Mike. That's continue mission. So
exactly. Yeah. There's nothing else that you can do. But I'm still gonna fucking do it. I might bitch about it to my or to my peers. But I'm not gonna bitch about it in front of the Joes or my subordinates. Yeah. But I'll be bitching right there with another staff. So I'm like, man, this is the most stupidest motherfucking thing I ever seen in my life. But I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna make it happen.
But you can't say it in front of the lower subordinates.
No. Yeah, then it's chaos ensues. But dude, I mean, it's been great talking with you here. We definitely gonna have to redo this again because we left a lot of gaps that were unfilled. Just like
we didn't touch on the closet racist stuff. We didn't touch on the promotion and demotion stuff, man.
Yeah, we didn't touch on any of that, and we're at 1 hour and 27 minutes. So that means next time we ain't got to talk about any of that shit. We're just going to talk straight into Granese. Let's pick up where we left off, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you being on here, man. Thank you for coming over here on the Gunline Podcast. And, dude, make sure you got any shout-outs you want to give out before we hang it up?
Have you had Dowden on?
No, Dowden has not been on yet. I actually reached out to him. And, we're trying to get into works. It's just his busy old schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and – man, I'd love for Sergeant Major Young to get on here.
Dude, I would love to have him on.
But he's still active. He's still active.
Yeah. It'd be great, though, if he – I don't know how he's still active after almost fucking 15 years ago. He was a sergeant major. So, I mean, what the fuck?
He, again, I got to be careful what I say, but he turned down, like a division role. And he was explaining to me because he – despite what everybody thinks, he likes being with the soldiers.
Right.
He is not a desk guy. Just like Lieutenant Colonel Sesson wasn't a desk guy. He went out on more missions than fucking Young did. Yeah.
Dude, what's trippy is the only memories I remember of Sergeant Major Young was he talking like this, like motherfucking, like Mike Tyson. And he has some beast fucking hands that could slide out a 155 round out of the ready rack and just hand it to a motherfucker. I mean, he just was old school Army is all I remember, So, yeah, maybe one day when he gets out, maybe he'll listen to this and you'll come on down over to the Gunline, Sergeant Major. I know you don't remember me with the shit because I wasn't that memorable, except for that I got drunk in Baghdad. I don't even know if they kept that away from y'all. But, yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Any other shout-outs you want to give before we hang it up?
No, man, just everybody stay strong. You need help with anything, give somebody a call. Fucking, you're not alone. We're here.
You goddamn right, man. And that's the best way to put it out there. We're here for each other as soldiers, as brothers in arms, even though those that we don't know, just reach out to us because we do have one fucking thing in common, and that's that we wore that uniform,
Yeah.
So we're brothers.
And I don't know it off the top of my head, but I feel like I'd just be the right thing to fucking shout out whatever the suicide hotline or whatever shit. Not to be too morbid at the end.
Oh, no, you good. I mean, shit. Dude, we've lost brothers, and that's without fucking, we just buried one, about a month ago? So
yeah, I was there.
Exactly. And we'll touch on that another time when we come back on the Plug Online. And with that being said, man, I just want to throw out a big couple of shout outs. Shout out to motherfucking Under the Net Podcast, which is by Sergeant Juarez. He was with me here on the Midweek Whammo last week, as well as the Shoot the Shit episode the week before that. So make sure y'all go listen to it. There's actually a fucking a giveaway going on right now. If you go onto the On the Gunline Facebook page, there's a wooden flag with cross cannons on it that says King of Battle on it. You can go ahead and try to get your name entered for a drawing. Just go in there, simply click on the fucking post that has the Under the Net podcast, like the podcast, and then share that post. And then your name will be entered for the motherfucking, that badass wooden flag. With that said, go ahead.
You said shout out. Let me give my wife's business a shout out if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fairy Tale Bows and Tutus. My wife makes all sorts of awesome things, all custom made. And go ahead and search Northeast Dog Training.
All right. So Fairy Tale Tutus and Bows?
Well,
you said Fairy Tale
Bows and Tutus.
All right. Fairy Tale Bows and Tutus, and then Northeast
Dog Training.
All right. Where can they find that at? Where can they find that at?
What's that?
Where can they find it at? Facebook or?
Google it.
Oh, just Google it? All right, too easy.
Yeah, Northeast Dog Training, Pennsylvania.
Right. Check it out. Make sure you guys go out and check out Northeast Dog Training and Fairy Tale Bows and Tutus. And also, I want you all to please, please, please look up the Happy Bean Project. Just look it up. It's a project that's being done by the first female field artillery section chief in the United States Marine Corps. And it's a project that helps out to give out coffee over to fucking mental health services, as well as fucking homeless people. So it's just letting people know we still care. You know what I'm saying?
What's it called again?
The Happy Bean Project. Like the Happy Bean Project. Like a coffee bean that's happy. Yeah, the Happy Bean Project or the Happy Bean Store. Just look up the Happy Bean and you'll see it. It's definitely a great fucking project that she's working on. And I'm just shouting it out as much as possible because I think it's great. And he has it up right now. There's a little logo. There it is, the Happy Bean Project. So make sure y'all go ahead and look that up, man. Give it a like, give it a share. Let's help promote our people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's all I got. Make sure you guys listen to the midweek memo coming up this week. I got Kowalczyk back. Kowalczyk is back from being MIA. He made it out of the woods. He's going to let us know what he found out there with them grizzly bears and probably some motherfucking inbreds. I don't know.
Is he going to tell us what Bigfoot's real name is? Is it really Daryl?
Maybe. We'll find out if it's Daryl or if it's Greg. Hey, y'all, it's been a pleasure having y'all on here. I don't think that Granese listens to this podcast enough to know what the outro is. Do you?
I don't.
I didn't think so. All right, with that being said.
I've listened to it.
Hey, y'all go ahead and listen up again for that midweek memo coming out. Thank y'all for everything. Love, peace, and hair grease. With that being said, rounds complete. End of mission. Gunline out.